And we have a wonderful first guest that you are going to absolutely be thrilled with. Her name is Rhonda Partain. And I will say, first off, that Rhonda is blind, and she has a testimony. She has an awesome ministry. She inspirates everybody, and she's going to tell you all about that. Yes, she created that.
What's that word again?
Inspirate.
Inspires
and motivates. So welcome, everybody, Rhonda Partain.
Hey, Rhonda.
Hi.
Hey, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you.
Yeah, we're so glad
It's
to
good
be
to
here
be
with you,
here.
Rhonda. And you know, we enjoyed talking to you back there.
It was lots of fun.
Oh, you are so, I tell you, she's a hoot. We told her she missed her calling to being a comedian because she had us all just cracking up back there.
Well,
She's full of joy.
You gotta be happy.
Amen. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, Rhonda, and how you got started with your ministry and your testimony, how all this started for you with Christ.
Well, I was born in Douglasville, Georgia, and I was born 3 months early. So I was a twin, and they kept me in an incubator for 4 months. I weighed 2 pounds.
Wow.
And they didn't cover a baby's eyes then with patches. So the ultraviolet light and the oxygen damaged my optic nerves. So I've never seen. I could see a little bit of light when I was little. My dad would blink the headlights at me when he was going to General Motors. He worked at Lakewood, and I would wave at him. But as I got older, I couldn't see light anymore. So that's how, you know, so when I was small, my grandmother took me to one of those old-time revival tent meetings. And the preacher there prayed for my healing, that God would restore my sight. And when nothing happened immediately, he said, well, little girl, don't you believe in God? Don't you believe in Jesus? And I said, well, yes, sir, of course I do. And he said, well, you must not, because it says in the Word that if you ask anything in my name and believe that you'll have it, then you'll have it. So I thought, being a 5-year-old child, that this was a grown man, and surely, you know, God must be angry with me for some reason, or maybe he didn't like me. And so for a long time, I didn't have anything to do with God. I thought, well, since he didn't answer that guy's prayer, and he said that's what it said in the Bible, and you know, it must be my fault somehow. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe my mother did something wrong, you know. But when I grew older, as a teenager, I went to a youth group at a Baptist church, and the youth director said, you know, Rhonda, if you were the only person in the whole world, God loved you so much that he sent his son. You were that much value to him.
Come on now.
That's what you're worth. You are worth Jesus coming.
Yeah, come on.
And I was like, wow, that's awesome, because I'd always thought God was mad. And they got me a Braille Bible, and I read that story that said, when they asked Jesus, why is this man blind? Who sinned that he's blind? Was it him? Was it his mother? Was it his father? And Jesus said, no, it's if the glory of God might be displayed. So I thought, okay, this guy didn't read that part of the book. He must have missed that day.
Yeah.
So
he was still learning, right?
He was still learning.
Thank God you saw it.
So see, God did answer his prayer. He just didn't give me physical sight. You can have physical sight. You can see with your eyes what's in front of you. And you can have spiritual sight. You can see with your heart, and you can see by the Spirit. So God did answer that prayer, just not in the way that guy saw.
Praise God.
Amen.
Praise
Isn't that something? And isn't it something how you can look back on your life and see how the enemy early on tries to dissuade you and put doubt in your heart?
It's true.
And look, but it doesn't work.
It
doesn't work.
doesn't.
No
No.
weapon formed against you, right?
That's
God
true.
has a purpose for us all, right?
He does. He does.
And so he can take any condition, anything that people say is not worthy or flawed, and he can make it what he wants it to be.
He can.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah, all things work
he's
together,
a miracle
right?
worker. Right?
That's right.
He's a way maker,
Amen.
miracle worker.
Indeed,
right?
he is.
Yes.
So that's why I made up a word called inspirate, because people say, you're so inspiring. And I thought, well, it's great to inspire people, but I want to motivate people, you know.
Right.
I want them to see, like, maybe they see, well, I'm a single mom, or maybe they see I don't have a job. Well, I don't want them just to see that. Have vision for your future. Have hope for your future. Don't quit. You know, it's hard. Jesus said, in this life you will have trouble. If it were not so, I would have told you. And so, you know, it's like, don't be surprised when you have trouble, but just don't let it defeat you. That's all. I didn't sit in a corner and feel sorry for myself and go, wow, I can't see. I guess I'm never going to, I'm married and I have 2 grown daughters and 5 grandchildren, you know?
Isn't that a blessing?
You know, I didn't let it stop me. I raised 2 girls, and I've got 5 grandchildren, so it's awesome. You know, I've got Maddie, Savannah, Xander, and Carter, and Grayson. I've got 5 of them.
Beautiful
Oh, my
name.
goodness.
You should have brought them.
I know, they would have had fun. You wouldn't have quiet in here if I brought them.
Okay.
So, I mean, I want to go around and just inspire people. And sometimes I can talk at corporate agencies, and, you know, people want diversity in the workforce.
Right.
You know, you want to have a workforce that has everybody included. And people are afraid almost to hire somebody. Well, she's she's blind, how's she going to do a job? Well, I have a computer that talks, it has speech on it, and everything I type, it says. You know, when I go to Facebook and say, it's a great day, blessings, smiley face, I type that, and then it reads to me, it's a great day, smiley face. You know, and so
That's pretty cool.
so it's good. I mean, you can
awesome.
you can do a lot of things if you just want to, and you can find out more about me at theRobinsonAgency.com. That's where you can find out if you want, if you're
So you
interested.
can Google,
So
everybody can just Google
Google
that.
it and look it up. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can find more information. And,
Yeah, and I loved what you wrote on LinkedIn. That was you're on there too.
Right,
And I loved
I'm
your
everywhere.
writing. Your writings on there were beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
and,
Yes.
and so you came to know the Lord via a tent revival, similar to what Billy Graham
Right.
would
Yeah.
do.
And then, like I said, then when I was 15, 15 is actually when I accepted Christ. I was 15. So I went to a Baptist church in Douglasville. So that's when it all started. So and it goes on. And like I say, you read all things work together for good. And it doesn't say some things
But
or
all
a few
things, right?
things.
But
And
all
like
things.
So I like to sometimes tell myself what the Bible doesn't say. It doesn't say love your neighbor if they're nice, or if they look good, or if they have a lot of money.
Right.
I like to say what
Right.
it does. So it doesn't say forgive them if they're really sorry. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He puts it all on us, doesn't he?
I have these conversations with God, like, come on, God, be still and know that I am God. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm still. I'm
You
good.
got a lot of
What
energy.
did you tell me about being
I'm like,
still?
come
Go
on,
ahead
God,
and say
surely
it.
you don't want me to be still. Don't you want
Hurry
me to,
up, God,
don't
right?
you want me to
You want me
do
to do
something?
something, right?
Say
You want me to
something.
do
Go
something.
somewhere.
Well, he know you have
Can
a willing heart.
I'm just like, I'm thinking, okay, so I'm quiet for 30 seconds going, okay, you're God, that's great, that's good, okay. Now what do you want me to do?
So what do you say to those people out there who may
Yes.
be living with someone that's blind or in association with people that's
Well,
blind?
I say that you have to treat them like everybody else. Don't shelter them. Don't do everything for them. You can learn. You can adapt. You can learn different ways of doing things. I can put my finger at the edge of a glass and I can tell when the liquid's getting full. And when you're making like brownies, for instance, you stick a knife in it. If the knife comes out with gooey stuff on it,
Yes.
that means your brownie's not done.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so I mean,
right.
there's just ways of doing things. You just learn adaptive ways. That's all.
And your senses are heightened.
You just
Your
use your
other
ears
senses.
more. You just
Use your-
listen. You can hear when the children are squeaking the refrigerator door, like, Jenna, get away from the refrigerator. It's not dinner time yet. Mom, how did you know? I'm like, I heard the refrigerator. I know.
So I can see you.
Put down that box of cookies.
Yeah.
What? I don't have any cookies. Yes, you do.
That's
no.
funny.
So you just learn adaptive ways. And so that's just the thing you want people to know is life is hard and you just don't quit. Find somebody to help you if you have to.
Right.
Even stop for a few minutes and rest if you have to. But just don't stay in that depressed state.
Yeah, I
Don't
have-
sit around going, gee, I'm blind. I guess I won't ever do anything. I guess I'll just have everybody help me my whole life. I guess, because people told me when I was younger, oh, you won't be able to get married. You won't be able to have children. I mean, how are you going to watch them? Well, I put bells on their shoes when they were little. Those little Christmas bells? And everywhere they'd crawl, it'd jingle.
You would know what was going on.
So, I
That
put
is
gates up. I mean, you
precious.
just do different things to learn how to do it. So, I mean,
awesome.
you can do what you want to do.
So when you go out to speak, what subjects are you speaking on?
I talk about, being positive and how to overcome adversity and just how to be grateful for where you are, how to change your attitude from having an attitude to having an attitude of gratitude. Because, I don't know about
Yes.
y'all, but I can get an attitude sometimes and say, you know what, God,
yeah.
this life is not fun. I did not sign up for this. You didn't ask me. You didn't ask me if I wanted to be blind. You didn't ask
You
me
didn't
did I
ask
never
me
want to
this.
see sunrises.
Right.
And I have this little temper fit, and I'm going, okay, I'm sorry. I'm back with a plan now.
Well, you are so
But I mean,
full
you
of
have
joy.
to just tell God like it is. Look, life's hard. And you don't have to pretend you have it all together. That's the thing. Church is not just a building, it's people. And we need to love each other, that's all.
I think what you said about treating folks who are blind, just like any other person, right?
Right.
So
My mother did that. You think I did dishes just like my sister. I had to clean up my room, pick the dirty clothes
Amen.
up, put the toys up. She didn't fall for that. Well, I don't know.
and my daughter should listen to that. You're talking to my daughter right now.
Like, if you told me, get your
Is that
jacket on,
room?
it's time to go. And I said, but I don't know where my jacket is. She's like, find it. You wore it. I didn't. Find it. And she could see it, obviously, but she's like, where did you put it? I'm like, I don't know. Well, find it. You got to remember.
I had a friend that was a musician, a great musician. He was a comedian also, somewhat. And we were at a friend's house, and he said, hey, I need to use the restroom. Show me where the restroom is. So I escorted him to the
He's
restroom.
blind.
He's blind.
Uh-huh.
And so once we got there, I said, okay, here you are. And I turned the light on. He said, man, you can save the light, and he said, got you, didn't I? And I said, yeah, because intuitively, when we go in the restroom, we turn
You
on
turn the
lights,
lights so you
right?
can see.
And he started talking about the things that he has to do that we take for granted sometimes, and that just connected with me as a person.
You know, it's hard when I lose things because I have to go feeling over every surface. You know, I can't just go, oh yeah, my phone's on there on the counter by the stove. I have to go touching every single surface to find out where I left it last because I can't look and see it. That's what makes me angrier than anything is when I lose stuff. Because I hate it. Most of the time I'm good. You know, I have a job. I work for a software company that makes software for blind people. I work from home.
Yes.
You know, I've raised children. I do everything. But when I lose something, it's like it reminds me, you can't see. You can't find your stuff.
Oh,
and
see,
I'm like, you know.
there's that
Yeah.
enemy again, putting those doubtful thoughts in there.
You can't, and I'm like, yes, I can. It just may
That's
take me a
right.
little longer.
But you are such a breath of fresh air. And,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You know, we just love that you're here to share your testimony, and we're hoping that people will look you up at the Robinson Agency to really just find out how they can connect with you.
Right.
It's all about diversity of the body, and God can take someone that's blind to help us see.
Absolutely.
To see where we are
That's
flawed,
right.
to see
That's
where
right.
we have imperfections, maybe biases or discrimination or whatever it is. He's using you to break those barriers, and he can use
Absolutely.
anybody can find the wise, right?
It's true.
So
it's
I'm
true.
so excited
You
about
just
what he
have
can-
to want to be
Oh, come
used.
on
That's
now.
all.
You have
Yep.
to want to
You have
be
to want to be
used.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
I guess it would be safe to say you got your encouragement first of all from your mom, right?
Well, yeah, because she treated me like everybody else. I had to do the dishes. I had to do just like that, you know.
You had all the
Oh,
responsibilities.
yeah.
and
I was the only child in a public high school in Douglas County. She didn't send me to the school for the blind in Macon. She made sure I was, you know, she said, no, you're going to teach her like you do everybody else. I'm not putting her in a special school.
But you have
So-
such a good balance too, where you take the help that is given,
Right,
and
do
you
need
ask
to-
for help when you
do
need
to ask
it.
for help when you need it. That's the thing
Yes,
too. Don't just
yes.
try to do it all by yourself. Just say,
Absolutely.
hey, this is too heavy. Can you help me? Or, you know, if I'm at a restaurant or something, I have to say, hey, you know, could you show me where the bathroom is, the door? Or like, what's really bad is when you're in a bathroom, you know how big and cavernous they are.
Yes,
and you're
they
thinking,
can be.
You know, see, I've got a guide dog, but if he's not with me, I'm thinking, okay, now how do I get out of here?
Oh, I know it. So you
And I
really
just-
have
Your
to
journey
think
is
all
fun.
the time.
You're talking to God all the time,
You
right?
have to, you
And
have
your
to.
journey is fun,
You're like,
right?
hey, you know, God, could you help me find my cell phone? I've lost it. You know, I'm going to lose my peace over this cell phone. Could you help me?
Oh, that's
Well, listen,
funny.
I can see and I lose my cell phone all the time.
And I can't find things.
I
and
lose all
that's
kinds of
exactly
things.
right.
But
I get
think-
frustrated too.
But God uses that kind of thing, doesn't he? Just to make you into who you want to be. You can let that
Yes.
make you angry, or you can say, you know what? That's not going to steal my joy today. I'm going to find my phone.
Well, I start praying about it.
We have to.
You know, I say, God, you know what? You know where it is. Lead me to
Could
it.
you
Help
show
me
me where
find
it
it.
is?
That's and he really he does.
And then sometimes I argue and will say, sometimes one day I thought, wow, your phone's on top of the refrigerator. I was like, God, could you show me where it's like, it's on top of the refrigerator. And I was like, it is not. I did not put it up there. And I kept looking everywhere else. And I kept thinking, no, it's on top of the refrigerator. And I was like, no, it isn't. I kept looking in all the drawers, and finally, 30 minutes later, I looked at the top of the refrigerator, and there it was. I was like, oh,
you
sorry,
know,
God.
What's common too is glasses. Glasses
Oh
could be
yeah,
on top of her
on top
head.
of my head or my phone.
Like she's-
I'm talking on my phone. I'm looking for it.
We all have those experiences, right?
But this, you know, we don't have much time. But last, but Inspirate.
Inspire. It means
So
to inspire
has it
and
been
motivate.
registered yet?
It is. I registered it. Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes, of course. Because I just
Oh.
thought you want to inspire people. That's good. Oh, isn't she great? She's inspiring. But you want to motivate them too. Because
That's
just
right.
they may not be blind. Their challenge might be something else.
We all
maybe-
have challenges.
There's something
we all
you
have
can
issues.
see mine though. I mean, I can see yours. Yours may be you're afraid of spiders. I don't know what your challenge is, but you know what mine is.
My pastor always says, we all got issues.
We do. We do.
have
Amen.
things
We
we
do.
have to
And
deal
then he
with.
looks at me when he says it.
What you're her issue? Bless your heart.
Oh, don't go there. We don't have enough time for that on the show.
But you know what? I would like to encourage the churches out there too, that you know you are able to come and speak at the churches, because sometimes there's diversity issues there as well. People not knowing how to deal with this kind of situation.
Yeah, I talk about marriage and relationships. I've been married for
Yeah.
3 years because you know it's interesting to be married when I'm blind and my husband's sight. It is interesting. It's
Yes.
a dynamic. So
the dynamics
you know.
are, and they can be applied to people
They
who have
can.
sight.
They do.
Very easily. I mean, so
Awesome.
it's all spiritual.
It is.
And I just love that.
So, you know, you may even think about writing some devotionals that inspire.
Right,
At some
right.
point, you know, not only for.
I've actually started a book, but I haven't finished it yet.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
We'll save that for next
yes,
time,
I haven't
right?
finished it. I've just started recently, so
There
yeah,
we
we'll
go.
have to save that for next time.
So we've only got a few minutes.
ahead.
Why don't you tell us, you know, is there something that you just want to speak specifically to the people out there? And then I want you to one more time tell how they can get in contact with you.
I just want to tell people that basically I like 2 Corinthians 5:7. We walk by faith and not by sight.
Amen.
We walk by, now see, I can't see, so you'd think, well, why would I like that verse? But my side is what I think. I can think, wow, this is a terrible day. It's Monday. Well, you know, your thoughts, my thoughts affect me. So my side is what I think, what I say. It's not necessarily what I see. So that's my side. So we walk by faith and that God has a good plan. He's got a good plan for my future, a good plan for your future. Just because you're in a bad place right now, don't stay there. Keep going.
Yes.
So, and you can find more about me at therobinsonagency.com, and you can contact me through there.
Awesome, awesome. And he does order our steps, right?
He does.
And you know, so when you think about going to a restaurant and you putting your order in, somebody prepares that for you, right? So God orders our step. He's
does.
already prepared a place for you to go, people you're to influence, motivate, lives that you're supposed to change. And you're going to change some lives.
Awesome.
You've already changed ours today with your testimony.
You already have. You have been such an inspiration
Absolutely.
and motivation to us all. And
I've inspired
such a
you.
joy.
You're inspired.
You're inspired.
I need that T-shirt. Go ahead.
That's right. You need to get those too.
Coffee
You need to get
cups.
those.
Yeah,
Come on now. You know, I'm
I'm a coffee drinker.
I'm going to put Inspirate Me on it.
Yeah,
Inspirate
come
me.
on
There you go.
Come on now.
Yes.
Isn't she a joy?
Oh, yes. I'm telling you what. You have got so much joy in your heart. It's contagious.
So, do you have any events coming up anytime soon?
Not anytime soon.
Okay, that's okay, but you will after this program.
sure
Come
I
on, we're going to
will.
claim it in the name of
yes.
Jesus.
All right.
That in the name of
Yes.
Jesus, phone's going to start ringing,
right.
people going
I
to
love
start
it.
calling, and you're going to start inspirating.
All right. I
We're
can
so
do it. I
grateful.
can do it.
We're
But
so
you've
grateful.
already been all over
I've been all
the
over
country.
the country with Pop-Up Magazine. I've been over
Yes, you
about
have.
12 different cities. So I've been all across the United States. Yes.
Speaking already and
Yes.
speaking in companies and everywhere
Yes,
else.
it's awesome.
So,
it's fun.
We've got a lot of Fortune 500 companies here, mid-level companies.
That's
Coca-Cola.
right.
If there's
Coca-Cola,
anybody
where Carl used to
watching
work
from
at
Coca-Cola,
Right.
some of my old colleagues,
just
I need
give
you
me
to
a call.
call
People
her
come on.
and get her in to come in, especially your BRG groups.
Absolutely.
And so we need to make sure you're in front of them talking about some of these things to them as well.
Right.
So welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank
So give
you.
her a call, everybody. Churches out there, companies out there. Get on her site, get on LinkedIn and check her out. She's got beautiful sayings on there and a beautiful word for your people. She's able to talk about diversity and so many different things that people will appreciate and be able to use and apply directly. So give her a call. And
Thank
we
you
thank
so
you so
much.
much,
Thank you
Rhonda,
so
for being
much.
with us.